Boys and girls, good morning. Oh, time to play some World of Warcraft, shall we? How are we all doing? Are we good? Are we good? And the tune's down just a touch. Coffee is cooking. Need coffee this morning. I'm tired. Been a long week. Righty. Let's get this on the go. I wanted to do one of two things today. Maybe look at doing a little bit more leveling, as I'm trying to get into the habit. Well, let me put it this way. I've got 2 level 80s and both of them feel a little bit balked and broken because recent builds have changed enough that they've gone crazy. So we might need to level a new character today. I'm also standing outside the skinning trainer because I thought that could be an option, that we could deep dive into skinning a little bit, as it's likely to be a, well, I'm a leatherworker main, for reference, right? I'm a leatherworker main, which means that I need to know what skinners are doing more than anything else, and how they're doing what they're doing, and why the prices are of what the things that they're acquiring. So skinning is, even though it's something I don't plan on doing much myself, I kind of like to understand what the skinners are doing. This dude was a character we leveled a week or so ago, and he has skinning already. He leveled up with skinning and has got all the way to the top. 100 out of, fully maxed out skinning. But the point is, he still doesn't seem to pick up much of anything. So we need to have a little bit of a look at this and find out why. He's very, very rarely getting the carapaces, the hides, the horned bone shards. There's probably a few more in here that I haven't really... Burning, Cinderbee. There's definitely more in here. There's definitely more. We should probably clean the inventory to begin with, actually, to be fair. Let's, there we go. There's some Gloom Chilton as well. Gloom Chitin, sorry. Randomass Fish. Randomass Enchant. But yeah, we might do a little bit of skinning. We might fly around, we might try and find some. This dude is level 80, so hopefully he should be strong enough to go most places, kill most things. See if we can find a couple of good skinning spots, potentially. And just try and break it down. I don't think we're going to be able to have access, well, we're not going to have easy access at least to tools or many knowledge points for the purpose of testing this without really going ham. I'm sure there's ways I can probably get these if I try hard enough, but it might require leveling a bunch of other professions. It might get messy very quickly. Going to be a bit of a challenge, I reckon. We could go get the treasures. We could go learn the treasures for some early knowledge points. Maybe see what sort of 40, 50 points can do. So I guess that's probably about where you're going to get week 1 with skinning. You're not going to get as much knowledge points, I don't think, with skinning as quickly as you can with the other professions. So I don't know. But them be the plans. Them be the plans. But how is everybody this morning? Are we good? Good vibes. Happy Fridays. Yeah, some good stuff going on. Yesterday's video, by the way, wow, some real mixed emotions on that one, as I sort of exposed to the world a little bit the Artisan Security Shuffle. And simply put the question out there, is this something that people like? I'm of the strong opinion it's clearly not intended in the way that it is, but if it stays the way that it is, it's basically mandatory for crafters to do it. Which leads me to have a big problem on my hands. It leads me to have a big problem of that I won't play my mains at the start. I have 4 characters that have the 8 primary professions on. I just won't play those at the beginning if it stays the way it is, which is going to feel really odd and real disjointed, because to put it honestly, I don't particularly want to be a month behind everybody else. So it's weird, it's weird. You can have alts and do the shuffling craft tools for your main. Well, it's yeah, it's easy to say just have 12 alts, right? But that works if you have 12 alts, but I still don't believe that that's strictly, that Blizzard are moving well away from this this sort of one. They're trying to make it so it's an account-wide thing. This is why we're having warbands, for example. The progression you make on your other characters shouldn't have a tangible benefit to another one of your characters. Everything should be equal on them is kind of the theory they're going with. You have the equal reputations, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it, other than I'm a bit biased because I don't want to drop my main professions to do the shuffle. But it's 4 weeks of progress. It's 4 weeks of profession progress that I'd miss out on by not doing it. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the plan is with that. Heavy reconsidering my main having 2 crafting professions with the artisan's acuity shortage at the start. This is also a thing, right? This is also a thing. This is the issue that if you do have 2 crafting professions, you have to pick and choose between the 2 crafting professions, which, you know, maybe is not too problematic, but it also means I might want to reconsider and probably look at playing single profession alts for a while whilst the going's good, and then when everything slows down again, play catch up on my main characters. That's a very weird way to feel like is the optimal way to play the game. Is to, you know, having the active choice of not playing your mains because your alt is going to have a better opportunity feels very strange. Very strange. You in the dev with Discords now? I mean, I've mentioned it in there. I've posed the question: is this like this intended? Is this intended? Who knows? Right, my coffee's done. Let's get some coffee on the go. Oh my lord! I nearly... Dragonflight had the same issue regarding renown. At least they fixed that with warbands. Well, yeah, it feels like history repeating itself. Kind of feels like history repeating itself a little bit. That they are potentially leaving the door open to what's not considered an exploit, but it's a monstrous advantage if you do it, and more importantly, it's a massive disadvantage if you don't. I don't think they should leave that kind of door wide open. What guys? What class you suggest for PvP? Oh, no clue. You can play anything in PvP. I'm quite sure. The coffee's good. The coffee's good. Yeah. Let's take a little bit of a look at tanning and harvesting and luring. Is there one that stands out more effectively than others? Improve your general skill. I haven't spent any knowledge points in here right now. I did run around and collect some of the treasures on this character. He's got the treasures from the first 2 zones. Maybe we can learn those maybe. With the last 2 zones to go and get the treasures from. Probably should have kept those actually, so I remember which ones I have and which ones I haven't got. Alright, sure. Alternatively then, yeah, let's go get some treasures. Let's go getting those treasures. We've got 4. We've got Hallow, Fall, and the last zone that I can never remember the name of, Ashkahet. Is this the weekly quest? Storm charged goods. Gather 20 storm charged leather, deliver them to... Okay, sure. That's going to get us 3 knowledge. Should be noting all of this down, really, shouldn't I? Where's skinning? Weekly knowledge, skinning. Weekly gather quest. Weekly drops items and quests. There's a scribbling book, isn't there? There's probably 2 treasure items. Is there 2 treasure items? There's probably not 2 treasure items. Gathering weekly quest from Dornogal. Or 2 knowledge, but not 22. Holy smoke. Oh, 3 knowledge points. Even better. Even better. Is there still the tanning skill that gives you the stomachs? Might be worth skilling into that at the start if you want to make gold just by selling the mats. Something was added in the last build, actually, that seems to indicate it's like, not a stomach, but like a chunk of meat that is acting the same, that you then open it. That's kind of why I wanted to look at skinning a little bit. I don't know if that's stuck in a spec tree somewhere, or there was a new item added to the game that looks very much like that. Gathering a weekly quest from Donegal will reward 3 knowledge points. That's simple tracking. Let's take that. We've already got the storm charge leather, so let's get that handed in. Go 3 more knowledge. These toughened tempest pelt things, I'm not entirely sure how many of these you're meant to get each week either. With skinning, with herbalism and mining, it tells you in the journal. This doesn't seem to have the same thing to tell you how many of these you're allowed to get per week. I guess you get as many as you get until you get the epic one. What do you expect to make Jewelcrafters the most gold early on? Well, there's like 400 plus knowledge points that need to be spent in the gem tree. Meaning that there's loads of room for movement in just straight up cutting gems this time round. It doesn't seem like the price of gems is going to be heavily restricted by an awakened, like it was in Dragonflight. So simple things like early gem cutting. Jewelcrafting is one of my favourite professions, though. It's got lots of directions you could go. You could go the gem cutting route. You could then look at using your concentration to make a handful of top quality gems each day to sell, which is a relatively quick and easy way to deal with jewelcrafting. Your alternative option is to go like the hardcore prospecting route, because those gem cutting jewel crafters aren't going to be very good at prospecting. They are likely to need to buy the gems to cut the gems in the first place. So you could go one step down the line and you could focus on just doing the prospecting. Prospecting has sort of an almost unlimited ceiling of opportunity, unlike cutting the gems. Cutting gems is going to be restricted by your concentration, but you shouldn't have too much difficulty cutting things and selling the gems, because concentration is the limit. I don't think rings and necklaces are going to be quite as lucrative, because I'm not suspecting we're going to have... I can't imagine 2 expansions in a row we'll have an elemental lariat situation. But jewellery, e.g. necklaces and rings, are often good slots to... Rings especially are often a good slot for a crafted piece of gear, due to the fact that you have 2 slots and it doesn't clash with things like tier sets. So but that requires BIS lists to turn up. Once we get BIS lists, we'll find out. We don't have things like crafting orders as a skinner, so there's not much to do in that regard. Adorning ribbon is still on the vendor here. This was added a build or 2 ago. I wonder if this is deliberately meant to be a vendor thing, or whether it's only a Where did that fella come from? Or whether it's a vendor thing just for beta testing. I'm not sure. I need to think about what the opportunity is to get some of the tools. Who makes skinning tools? I've probably got this noted down already. Who makes skinning tools and accessories? I haven't noted it down.
I have an extensive
recipes, professional equipment, skinning. Deep Tracker's pack comes from leatherworking. I'm not going to be crazy enough to think I'll get the big ones. What about the basic ones? Proficient skinning knife. Single core ally. Single core ally. How have I got 27 of these already? With blacksmithing. We can always chance it. If somebody wants to go and, crafting order creation failed. Crafting orders still don't work on the beta then. Great. Excellent. I don't have blacksmithing leveled up to be able to make this myself. That's a shame. What about Hide Seeker's pack? Is leatherworking? I mean, one saving grace here is I do have the materials for these. Oh, leatherworking makes both of them. Oh, I wonder if I can finagle some gear on these, dude. I'm going to do the ridiculous thing and check the auction house on the beta. That's the bank.
My directive is to serve you.
Oh my god, they're there. Well, that's helpful. I just have to fudge myself. Why do people do this? Why have you priced? Why are people? I mean, thanks for putting them on the auction house, but Lord have mercy. Gold is free on the beta realms. Why do that? Why do that? That's free, but it's a pain in the ass to get.
Good to meet ya.
Because we can open this, and it should give me 10k gold every time. Make free gold, it's not a problem, it's just annoying. Because then I have to do it. And get all these random trinkets and stuff that can't be vended.
You be careful, man.
Okay.
I have an extended
Try again.
supply of goods for Outlanders.
Oh, that's interesting. When they're in the auction house, they still show us random stat. Oh, only when you hover over it is it says deafness, finesse, deafness. Well, whatever. I want it for the plus skill really more than anything else. Boink. Is it viable to dump knowledge points into being really good at crafting certain popular profession tools like the alchemist's enchanting tool? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's equally as viable. That's often something that's both good short term and good long term. Because what's this? Mostly because people are going to need profession tools throughout the whole expansion. If you beeline towards a piece of gear, for example, it might be flavor of the month gear, but then next season it might not be, nobody might be interested in it. Whereas the tools are arguably steady all the way through. There'll always be people leveling their professions. Boom, well there we go. Admittedly, all it did was give us +4 skill. It wasn't much, but the deafness is interesting. It's admittedly only gathering speed, but the extra skill might help. Let's go get the other treasures. That's probably the smart thing to do, isn't it? Let's go get the other treasures. Let's head down to... Fly over to Hallowfall. In fact, I'm pretty sure both the treasures are near Meroldar. Hallowfall. Arathi Tanning Agent and Arathi Craftsman Spoke Shave. I saw your shuffle vid. God, I hope they patch it out. Has there been anything said by Blizzard? No, a few people have. I've posted it in the creator Discord. Which obviously has a bunch of devs in there. Somebody messaged me to say that they're on the community council and have put it forward. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what Blizzard think. You know, if there's a chance they don't consider it problematic and leave it. There's a chance they do see it problematic and change it. Or, worst case scenario, they see it as problematic but don't change it. So, time will tell. We will have to wait. We will have to wait. How many different professions craft all of the tools? It's quite a wide array of professions, actually. Blacksmith makes a bunch of them. Leatherworking makes a bunch of them. In fact, nearly all of the professions make something for somebody else. It's meant to be kind of like all intertwined. It's laggy for me, even. I don't know quite what's going on here. It's laggy for me, even. For some reason, I'm getting like 30 FPS in the zones. Yeah, it's ripping my graphics card a new one for some reason. I've no idea quite why. It's spiking the video encoder as well. So it's something's it'll fix itself in a minute. Let me stand in one spot for a minute and it should fix it. Let me, due to the fact that beta does beta things, let me turn down the graphics settings in game a little bit. Need to be on ultra everything. Oh, hang on. Let me turn on VSync as well. I have no reason to have 100 FPS. Where's VSync? Oh, VSync's enabled. Okay, well if VSync's both enabled, let's have VSync on and let's limit frame rate to 60. Max foreground FPS. You guys don't see more than 60 anyway, so... that should hopefully help things. Yeah, there we go. That seems to have helped. Okay, 2 treasures. One is down here somewhere. One is in a little hut up here. This hut here. Yoink. There's one. And another one. Hallowfall. That's where we were. Whoops.
Is that your wallet? Or are you just glad to see me? Both, I hope.
Jack, my man, welcome in. How's it going? How's it going? There's the other one. Yoink. Now, where are we going in Ashgahet? Carapace Shinner. It's... Where is it? Where is it? Oh, they've changed the maps. Oh, now this means my maps now don't work because they've changed the maps. Okay, that wasn't planned. Okay, well, I've got coordinates. Where's the flight master over here? Where have you gone?
The Emperor rewards the faithful. We are
Go down to the burrows. 22 months and the TV's still off. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm saving the planet. I'm not burning electricity unnecessarily. Although I've got 4 computer screens and 2 PCs running, but we'll ignore that fact for a minute. Wish you a nice morning. Currently working on the beta updating CraftSim for the War Within. Is there anything specific you want to see for it regarding the new expansion? Welcome in, my man. Good morning, good morning. The only thing that I think would be super duper mega useful, and it seems right perfect for CraftSim. I can't easily simulate it because I've only got skinning on this character. Is something that calculates the gold per concentration spend. Or potential gold per concentration spend. Because that's really the metric that people try and optimize. And it will be very helpful for people to quickly at a glance see what thing they should be using their concentration on each day when they log in. But I guess there's probably a few things that need sorting before that, but... what do we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here? I have to admit, since I've been having most professions since vanilla, I really dislike the new profession direction. I wish they'd go back to simple professions again. I hear you, but I don't agree. I understand the perspective that simplicity is quite nice to have in some aspects, but I play with the professions so much so that I don't agree. I much prefer having more to do with the professions, if I'm honest. 57, 55 is where I'm actually going. 57, 55. Oh, it's up here somewhere. I'm in totally the wrong spot. Over by the Weaver's Lair. Whoops. There's probably a skinning treasure around here as well. We'll pick them up one at a time. Ashgahet seems to work now. There's part of me that thinks I should lore master Ashgahet, since I haven't played this zone nearly at all. Because for most of my playtime on the beta, it's been completely scuffed.
I can't use that item yet.
Where's the last one? I should actually probably put these in order, shouldn't I? That makes sense. And then maybe go as far as putting some waypoint copy paste in it. The Rubian sticking iron 45, 49. Oh, right back where we were. 45. 45, 49, round here somewhere. Literally right where we were. Great. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I mean, overall, I know I've been quite a harsh critic of the new crafting system. But I tend to think that the new crafting system is significantly better than what it ever was. Is it more involving? Do you need to figure more stuff out? Is there more to do? Yes. But I don't personally see that as a disadvantage. Quick, give me the treasure. Quick, give me the treasure. I do wish, I mean, they're going the right direction with it as far as I'm concerned. We are now starting to see some more quality of life with the profession system. Patron orders are not fantastic, but they are a step in the right direction in terms of the fact that at least they're going to offer, we're still not entirely sure exactly how it's going to work, but at least they're going to offer some catch-up in terms of knowledge point gain. Still not going to really help when people put knowledge points in the wrong place and get completely stuck. I am still pretty convinced that the leveling to skill 100 is a bit brutal. There are way too many possible routes that lead to a dead end. It's almost such that professions allow you to... There is a right path to skill 100, and every other path is wrong, which I think is a challenge that Blizzard needs to address somehow, and patron orders could be the ticket to that. Having only one viable path to skill 100, like say if you take leatherworking for example, if you go the route of crafting armor and are doing, you know, and are going to do work orders for others, your path to 100 skill points is easy peasy because your recipes align with that nicely. If you take the path of crafting the intermediate reagents and becoming as good as possible at making the intermediate reagents, guaranteeing those quality 3 intermediate hides and stuff, you quickly find that you have very little access to anything that gives you skill past level 80. And those last 20 points are borderline impossible. Or not impossible, but you are going to get like hard stuck with very, very, very limited progression to like crawl your way over the finish line per se. And I say finish line very deliberately because they've balanced a lot of things around you having 100 skill in your profession. If you have 90, it's not enough. You need 100 skill in a lot of your professions to hit certain quality thresholds. You need 100 skill in your profession. You need 40 skill coming from your profession tools, and you need to be using quality 3 materials. And it's tightly tuned to within 1 or 2 points. So if you're 20 points off, 10 points off on your main profession bar, you're just stuck. You're just hard stuck. So yeah, that's, I think that goes to highlight there are still some things that they could do to improve it, but generally I think it's pretty damn good. Really good. Show it as a column in the recipe scan. That probably works nicely. How complex would it be to consider concentration on intermediary components which aren't max rank by default? That would make the end product higher quality as a result, and then weigh that concentration used with the end product versus the intermediate component. Yeah, that would be super useful. That would be super useful. Something like milling, which has multi-step process, where you can often choose where to use your concentration. Like with milling, for example, do you choose to use your concentration making the ink, or do you use quality 2 inks and then use your concentration when making the reagent? This is a thing, right? So there's definitely some maths there to say that mathematically one is a better choice than the other. But one is a mathematical better choice to get you the most quality, and one is a mathematical choice to get you the most quantity. And so there's some variables there as well. This is all stuff that I suspect CraftSim has the ability, or could have the ability to do. Basically exactly what it did in Dragonflight, but just with an added module for concentration, really. But no pressure. No pressure. What profession specs would you recommend for main characters running a load of PvE content? Designated disenchantment, any good? Yeah, designated disenchantment is going to mean that you're going to be disenchanting quality 2, quality 3, presumably shards and eventually crystals, which will be definitely sought after by other enchanters. If you are burning through, if you are getting a lot of stuff that you would otherwise vendor, it's of value. If you're doing a lot of PvE content, though, it makes a lot of sense to pick professions that tailor themselves well to that playstyle. Dare I say it, alchemy and engineering are still very strong ones. It depends on if you're doing PvE content, or are you being competitive in that PvE content. If you're being competitive, you might start burning through potions and flasks and stuff, and then being alchemist is a significant long-term saving. Saving gold is as important as making gold. You know, they're both just as valuable. We need to find some skinning spots then. We've gone around, we've picked up the treasures. I can't think of much else that there is potentially to do outside of farming artisans acuity, which we have 135 of it for reference, and buying knowledge books or something. What's that left us with knowledge point wise anyway? It's given us 27 knowledge points. It's not a huge amount, is it? We've only had 3 from actually... Surely we should have more than that. Oh, we picked up some toughened Tempest pelts. I don't know when I picked these up. This is going to be my problem. Okay. Right, so tanning. Improve at your general skinning techniques, learning how to gather, prepare, and store the various standard reagents you gather from the creatures of Khazalgar. I need less music for this. Music go in background. Improve your capacities at gathering general materials from creatures, gaining +1 skill while skinning in Khazalgar per point in this spec. Is that just flat skinning skill? If that's just flat skinning skill, that's kind of useful anyway. Then you can spec into luxurious leathers or concrete chitting. Right. In the current version of CraftSim, there's the sub-recipe optimization feature, which already tries to consider inspiration on sub-crafts by weighing the chances. With the new system, it should actually be easier, because it's either with or without concentration. Yeah, less RNG, less maths involved. It should, yeah, could be good. Is there any fancy nodes on here we should pay attention to? Learn how to improve lower quality hides, refining them from 1-star to 2-star. Also learn a sub-spec of your choice at 10 points. Gain a second charge of Sharpen Your Knife. Sharpen Your Knife is a 1-hour cooldown by default. Use your expert knowledge of the outdoors to find a suitable stone to sharpen your knife. This sharpening process will guarantee you receive a hide or a carapace from your next Algari skinning attempt. The whole process is physically taxing and cannot be undertaken often. So that's if you are hunting down these things, Sunless Carapace and Thunderous Hides. There is like normal, there is a chance you get these anyway, but at least you can predetermine by sharpening your knife on cooldown that you will guarantee yourself at least 1 an hour. It's a good start. 1 an hour. There's our baseline for the rare materials. God, 1 an hour. That makes me that reminds me of heavy callous hide. That does. Where you were lucky if you got 3 an hour. Yeesh. I never want to see heavy callous hide ever again. A second charge of that, though, guarantees you 2 per hour spent farming at least. Learn how to further improve, refining them from quality 2 up to quality 3. In addition, learn the final sub-spec. And then a third charge of sharpen your knife, bring it down to a baseline of 3 per hour. Okay. Harvesting capstone is going to be interesting at the start too. We'll get onto harvesting in a second. Let me take them one at a time. Luxurious leathers. Gain affinity for the leathery creatures, gaining +1 skill while skinning leather creatures. Okay. So if you're focusing on acquiring leather, if you're doing a specific leather farm, this works wonders. Learn to refine leather 2. Wait. Learn to refine leather 3. What did we learn here then? Oh, the lower quality hides. Oh, so this is only giving you the refinement for these, the carapaces and the hides. You have to spec this way to be able to refine 2 to 3, from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3 for leather. Wow, okay. Is it the same over here with concrete chitin? Quality 2, refinement. Quality 3, refinement. I really, really hope they, like, I hope these refinements are used this time round. They were introduced in Dragonflight, and they were pretty much dead on arrival. And my early suspicions were that the refinements would be dead on arrival in The War Within as well. Until I started playing around and poking around with the crafting professions, and I suddenly I started to gain a better understanding of just how vital it is when crafting to use top quality materials. Meaning that there is a possibility that there'll be such a high demand for quality 3 materials, whilst simultaneously the acquisition of quality 3 materials will be more difficult, that at least for a short period of time, these refinements might actually be viable. We might actually see, like, 3x price differences.
Are you just glad to see me?
Between ranks of
Both, I
materials.
hope.
Mr. Norton, welcome in. Welcome. Thank you very much for the 22. Missed a lot of streams. Yeah, you've been either lurking or absent for a little while, but welcome back. Good to see you. Okay. So this is just simply about slowly but surely processing. You could throw 120 points in here and get yourself in the position where you can basically push anything to quality 3, if not by luck, but by brute force. Even if you do not get quality 3 dropping frequently, you could up process all of your lower stuff to get basically guaranteed quality 3 for the most part. Okay, I get it, cool. If I consider the profession shuffle, what's the best way to spend this value? Profession tools, skill books, or recipes, considering doing that for blacksmithing, leatherworking, and alchemy. It's a little bit difficult to say exactly, because you're likely to want to hit certain, like, checkpoints with your professions in terms of knowledge. That said, the optimization of any one item is going to require top tier fashion accessories. Getting hold of those 3 blue tools is going to give you 40 skill, which is fundamentally a necessity for producing anything at quality 3, guaranteed. Knowledge points you will slowly accrue over the weeks, but I tend to think that getting those profession tools ASAP is probably the most optimal way to spend it, but it does kind of depend on what you're speccing into. If you can already get enough knowledge points from other sources to get to like a checkpoint in your skill trees, then you can spend your artisan metal on the tool first. If you're going to fall short of even reaching that checkpoint in your spec trees, then you might need to look at using that artisan's value towards things like knowledge books. So yeah, there isn't an exact answer really. Doesn't it need to be 5 times the cost at least to be viable? Yeah, you're right. It's a 1 to 5 ratio, which in other words turns it from a 1 to 25 ratio if you go from rank 1 up to rank 3. But just look at what my skinning results have been in just leveling skinning to 100. Like, the vast majority is quality 1. A very small handful of quality 2, and I'm yet to see a single quality 3 anything. And my skinning is already skill 100. Admittedly, this is just me pottering around skinning things as I've leveled. But I've leveled from 70 to 80 and not seen a single quality 3 material. Question is how quickly can you push some points into skinning to get to a point where you reliably see quality 3 anyway? And then, do you get 5 times as much quality 2 as you get quality 3? And if you do, that ratio starts to make sense. This is why we test. This is why we test. Been resting from WoW, working a lot to have a holiday at the start of the War Within, all goblinry masterminded. Good plan, good plan. Yeah, I'm running the risk of flipping burning myself out before the game even starts. I've got a small vacation, a 5-day vacation to London in a little over a week's time. In fact, no, in exactly a week's time. This time next week I will be in London. It's a little 5-day vacation. I have a wedding on the Saturday, but then a couple of extra bonus days. That will be my holiday. Then we come back and we go. Okay, so tanning is pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, it gives you stats in between. Great, fantastic. But it's the main nodes you're looking at. Harvesting, then. Train your skills in harvesting, gaining deafness. Just gaining deafness, okay. 20 finesse by default, 15 deafness, sub-spec, 20 perception, sub-spec, 75 finesse while skinning, that's quite a jump. Deafness, another sub-spec, perception, and you have the chance to find the bizarrely shaped stomachs. What could possibly be inside them? Okay, there's another potential route. Is streaming your work, or do you have normal work outside of streaming? No, I am full-time content creator. I've been for a little over 4 years, I think now. 4 years? No, a little less than that. Yeah, bizarrely shaped stomachs. What could be in them? What could be in them? How many of them could you get? That's a good question. Where do we go from here? Trophy taker. Learn how to identify rare materials belonging to particular species of creatures, gaining +3 perception while skinning in Kazongar per point. Gain an increased chance to gather the species-specific reagents from the creatures of Kazongar. So these are going to be your horned bone shards and your burning cinderbee And there's a couple more of them, but I clearly either have lost them in the mix here or don't have them. Can't remember the names of the other ones. My initial thoughts is these are not really used all that frequently in crafting. So much so that I don't think speccing into getting more of them is going to be super valuable. But that is guesswork. Gain an increased chance to gather the species-specific reagents. Then a bunch of secondary stats. All the way until you finally a master of finding rare materials. You gain 150 perception while skinning. Okay. The flat perception buff there is likely to also really boost your chances of getting the carapaces and the thunderous hides as well. Fishing friend. Own your skills at making various lures to help reel in specific species of fish. Additionally, gain +3 deafness while skinning in Kazangar. Learn how to craft a spectacular rainbow fish lure. More finesse. Quiet river bass lure. More skinning. Dornish pike lure. Finesse. Rathor hammerfish lure. More perception. Boring angle seeker lure. There's part of me, how many characters do you need to have like 3 of every profession? There's 11 professions. You can have 2 professions on them each. So you need like 20 plus characters at least, don't you? There's definitely part of me that's like, how many characters am I going to want to do professions on? I'm very quickly feeling like I want 3 of every profession from somewhere. But there's also the problem then if I want 3 of every profession, to optimize that profession, it needs to be the only profession on that character. So you actually, if you want 3 of everything, you simply need 33 characters. That's too much like hard work. Far too much like hard work. I don't have 33 alts. I don't have 33 level 70s. If you are really to do it properly. Now, that is only enough to give you the option to have 3 of every profession. But what that doesn't do is allow you to have any, should we say, like pocket, throwaway, feeder professions. You might want some feeder professions out there that specialize, you know, one that specializes, one that pumps all of its artisan acuity into one recipe, into one profession tool likely, to then feed that into your main for free. It's like, oh lord. I'm going to have 34 once remix characters come into play. Nice. "33 characters doing the treasure shuffle." Don't even want to think about that, if I'm honest. Alright, so we got a spec tree specifically for lures. You are going big dick fishing. If you're going deep into fishing pools, then maybe these lures are useful. Persephone, you've done a lot of fishing on the beta. I saw you tweeting out that you've leveled fishing like 50 times or something stupid. How important are the lures? Or are they not important at all? Are they just a nice to have? Welcome in, by the way. Shout out Persephone, boys and girls. Team NA represent. Or we have the meat carver spec. Learn the skills and techniques needed to carve meat, gaining +3 finesse while skinning. Learn to carve meat, a long cooldown ability. Doing so will guarantee some meat from the next creature you skin. That's actually one thing I hadn't considered about cooking, is how do people get the meats. The interesting thing is all of the meats seem to have been normalized by the fact that you just take the meat and you carve it into meat steaks. And then you use the meat steaks. We might not have this weird scenario where one cooking reagent is like super duper mega expensive because it's rare as rock and horse doo-doo. as any meat is kind of useful in making meat steaks. This will just produce more of it, I guess. Cooldown of carved meat recovers 15% faster. Deafness. You receive additional rare meat when using carved meat. Gain additional charge of carved meat. Okay. It's just stacking more and more. Haven't played with them. Still trying to get my hands on a fishing pole. Who makes the fishing pole? Brain, think. Who makes the fishing pole? Scribes? Scribes that make the fishing pole? Hang on, I can actually tell you. If I've got that right, I need to get out more. Profession gear. Oh, do I not have a big old list of who makes all of the profession tools? Here we go. Fishing. Oh, engineers. I did get that wrong. Good. I'm not a geek. The Aquarite fishing friend. Yeah, I vaguely remember that's quite deep into engineering. But that's cheesable. People can cheese engineering on the test servers due to importing a shitload of Ceravite bolts right now. I'm sure there's engineers out there that can have done what they need to do to make the pole, maybe. Public orders don't work, though. So that might be your problem. Or crafting orders as a whole don't work right now. So much ore trying to get it unlocked. Yeah. There was part of me that thought at one point, do I just try and take 4 characters through the beta? There's a possibility I might just do this for an entire week and see how far you can get 100% self-sufficient. It's an entire week to test something that doesn't really test much of anything, but like to actually level the professions solo, like go out and do the gathering, to level them up, to try and, you know, spec them in a way that's self-sufficient for the other ones, like it. To be honest, it sounds a little bit like too much like hard work for me, doesn't it? Let's be fair, but I'm sure it's possible. They should simply add a 3 to 5 day cooldown on swapping a profession. They can't let treasure shuffling go live. Yeah, there's definitely mixed emotions. I tend to think that there are more people out there that are in agreement that it's a bit broken and it probably shouldn't be a thing, than there are people who are strongly defending it. It's just, well, anybody can do it technically. Screw you if you have to drop your professions. But, yeah, I don't know. The easy solution is they just remove the artisan security gain from the treasures. You still get your 3 knowledge points, you just don't get the 15 artisan security. If they remove the gain from those, it doesn't really have any long-term detrimental effects, because if they remove it for everybody. And so it's then fair again. But there will be some other shenanigans for sure. Do you think they'll keep the Ceravite bolt scrapping when the game goes live? It's interesting, you know, the stock market for Ceravite over the last couple of weeks has been interesting to watch. It's been going up and down like a yo-yo. There are even people that have actively started going out farming Ceravite in the tail end of Dragonflight, speculatively, you know, taking advantage of all this speculation. Honestly, I can't see any reason why it won't. I can't see them changing it. Yeah, I can't see them changing it. But all it would take is one dev to go, yeah, I don't like that. Boop! And it's gone. Like, it's a super easy fix for them. They just take the bolts. They just take the loot table off the bolts. Like, it's super duper mega easy for them to undo that. It's kind of this. It's the kind of thing that they might undo it and then redo it later in the expansion. It's another one of these, right? It's the fact that you're able to bring in an advantage from the past expansion, which is kind of pretty heavily against Blizzard's philosophy with expansions. But their philosophy is usually that you can be a brand new player at the start of an expansion and be on an equal playing field to everybody else. Sure, other people have lots of characters and lots of knowledge of the game and whatever, but the point still stands is that you have this hard reset. Being able to turn up with, you know, with 20 million Ceravite bolts under your arm, and to entirely level a brand new profession using last expansion's materials, yeah, it's another one that's kind of a little interesting. It's a fine line. Either they'll like it and leave it, or they'll go, no, we don't like this, and they'll undo it. I don't know. I've come to realize that I'm not so good at guessing what Blizzard is likely to do with things. For example, Remix. I was convinced they were going to nerf the leveling trick in Remix. I was absolutely convinced they were going to nerf that into the ground. I couldn't perceivably believe they were going to let people level in like 2 hours on Remix. But they've left that well alone. They've not touched that, so. And it's going to get even more ridiculous next week once 11.0 lands. Because then Remix is going to have the adjusted leveling XP path. And leveling to 70 in Remix is going to be like, boom! It's going to be so fast. Admittedly, we've only got like... In fact, no, we've got nearly a month of Remix left as well. There is so much... You could be leveling one character to level 70 like every hour or so. That's going to be... It's already crazy fast. It's kind of why I feel bad for not going into the War Within with 60 max level characters. Because the argument is I really should. Sorry, 65, because they've upped the limit, haven't they? It'll be basically 1 hour next reset. Yeah, it could be wild. It could be absolutely mental. I would test it on the beta, but obviously it relies heavily on doing heroic dungeons. And then the group raids, which is a little bit difficult to simulate. There's nobody going to be doing heroic dungeons on the beta on a Remix character. That's just never happening. Right, let's look at luring then. Harvesting is less appealing to me because you've got flipping fishing, you've got gaining more meat. These are sort of your supplementary cooking and fishing buffs. The trophy taker is an interesting one if there becomes much demand for these rare components. But from my early suspicions is that these are definitely not going to be a bottleneck. And you can get these kind of semi-naturally via skinning. And everybody gets these from treasures and all sorts of things as well. And there's no quality on these, so I really don't think that these are going to be much of a bottleneck for people. The 150 perception, though, at the end of that node is spicy. That could be something that people go for just anyway, as that might have a knock-on effect to you getting the carapaces and the thunderous hides. So that's a potential tree. Luring, we have improve your skinning efficiency, gaining finesse while skinning in Kazongar per point. What fancy stuff do we get? Well, we get the elusive creature lure. Place them outdoors in Kazongar to lure elusive creatures out of hiding. Sub-spec. Learn to craft the beast lure scent, luring all unoccupied skinnable beasts to you. Is that on a cooldown as well? Beast lure scent. Open the bottle, letting out a scent that immediately lures all unoccupied skinnable beasts within 60 yards to you. 5-minute cooldown? Basic beef and granulated spices. Vendor mat and beef that you'll just end up with shitloads of it anyway. 5-minute cooldown, pull everything to you. In Dragonflight it was 5 minutes. Doesn't this like 60-yard range? If you're a hunter, you can shoot like 40 yards anyway. That's not that far. But I'm sure you could find some spots where you just sit in one spot, drop this every 5 minutes, and things rush to you. You kill them, skin them, and then it's like a zero movement. You wait for things to respawn. I don't know. The problem with it, honestly, this seems to like be like just promoting semi-AFK bot skinning. You stand in one spot, you drop this down every 5 minutes, everything that's respawned comes rushing to you. You AoE it down and you skin. You've not taken a single step. Sure. The amount of cooldown refunded for your elusive creature bait through skinning is doubled when skinning elite and rare creatures. So if you get swole enough to do an elite skinning farm, or you're doing skinning in a group, 2x4 skinning groups. Little annoyed because I was top on alts on my realm before remix, but I don't really need any more alts, and leveling for the sake of holding that title sounds awful, but I leveled most of mine the hard way. Yeah, there are, if you look on things like data for Azeroth now, you start to realise that there were people with like 500 plus max level characters, and you're like, holy shit. It was 480, wasn't it, for a while, the cap, but they've upped it, so it's now more than that. 515 characters or something is the limit nowadays. There's me with like 10 max level characters, I think. I lost my love for leveling traditionally quite a while ago, though. I've done it, like, historically. I've played WoW for 20 years. Like, leveling is something I've done enough. I've done, you know, I've leveled 5 to 10 characters every expansion. I'm usually good with that. The infused baits were what you wanted in Dragonflight. The Awakened stuff. No clue how relevant they're going to be in the War Within, though. That scent was funny in Dragonflight when you stood on the beaver dam in the Azure Span. Was there a lot of beavers there, were there? I can't quite remember. I didn't do basically any skinning in Dragonflight. I don't really do much gathering in any way, shape or form. So I feel like the expert a little bit when talking about most crafting professions, but the gathering stuff, I am a hardcore noob. It's just I am learning on the job. Trained tracker then. Own your skills to lure out the bigger game. Additionally gain +3 deafness while skinning. The amount of cooldown refunded for your elusive creature bait through skinning is increased. Your skills grow. You now lure the elite elusive creatures of Khazalgar. You have learned all there is to know about luring the elusive creatures of Khazalgar. You can now make the Supreme Beast Lure for summoning a powerful creature in a specific location. In addition, you can summon rare creatures hiding in specific places. I suspect this is the path that many alt skinners are going to go. 10 points in here, I guess. Is it 10 points to do an unlock? 10 points in here and then 40 points in here. And you've got the new super duper mega elusive Supreme Beast Lure thing. And I already know where this is to lure it. The thing it gives you, the Beast Fang, though, the Beast Fang is not used in anything. It's not used in anything yet. Not a single recipe in the game uses it. So maybe it's a preemptive thing for 10.1, maybe. You're kind of throwing a lot of... You're gambling pretty hard on that one. pretty hard on them adding something in 10.1 that uses them, that spikes the demand and puts them at 50k each or something. Kind of like the Cobra skins, for example. Leatherworking was insanely profitable at the start of Dragonflight. It was crazy good money. Pretty much anything was if you focused on it and you got up to speed pretty quick. Do you think you'll need to level in the War Within just to do crafting alts, or will level 7? Level 70 is going to be fine for most people. Level 70 will be absolutely fine for your alts. One thing to pay attention to, though, is that there are some recipes that you might need depending on what you're doing on that alt. What spec you're planning to use on that profession, on that alt. There are some scenarios where you might need to go out and farm recipes, for example, to like get to skill 100. In which I can't then guarantee how easy that will be at level 70. You will at least need to be able to, or be willing to go out in the open world and do stuff from time to time on those characters, but for the most part 70 will probably be fine. More often than not, you'll be good at level 70. I'm dropping all my skinners right now. If I need them again, I can easily switch back. It's true. Skinning is one of those ones that you can get it leveled up pretty fast if you wish. Okay. What are we going to look at? Oh, hang on. What's this one? Impressive Infuser, the last node. Let's not get so close to the end and then about it. Learn to use the materials at hand in Kazongar to infuse your baits, causing the lured creatures to have additional reagents when you gather them. Additionally, gain +3 perception while skinning in Kazongar per point in the spec. Learn to infuse your standard lures with crystalline powder. So then you have the basic one and then you have the infused one, do you? Elusive creature lure. Infusion crystal. Place the bait luring an elusive creature after a small amount of time. Who knows what might show up. The cooldown, blah blah blah, is reduced, blah blah blah. An enticing bait to draw out elusive creatures out of hiding infused with crystalline powder. They all say exactly the same thing. So you can infuse them with writhing samples, with viridescent spores, or crystalline powder to get different ones. They still all seem to share the same cooldown. I guess the likelihood is that they draw out different creatures, and those different creatures have the chance at different stuff. Alright. There's part of me that thinks, for the purpose of, like, science, we should maybe go luring and train tracker. I need 50 knowledge points to be able to do that, though. And I'm thinking about doing that on this toon, just because this toon is level 80. I can test some other specs on other characters, but the elusive creature is level 80, and so it's best done with a level 80 character. Alright. Let's go kill things for a little while, see what we get. Let me put my materials in the bank. Let's just go up. Let's just go and do like half an hour of skinning and see what happens.
My directive is to serve you.
Oh shit, I had more reagents than I thought. Let's neaten these up. Let's put leather. Dun dun dun. Dun dun. Oh, there. Two. Learning Cinderbee business. Cinderbee belly. To meat. What are the other is Bottle Storm one? A rare species specific material. That's one, isn't it? Meat. A wing from a creature in Kazalgar salvaging. This may be useful and can be bought and sold. That's not one, is it? No. What's the fourth rare specific one? Hang on. We got this noted down somewhere. Oh, Kaheti Swarm Chitin. That's the one I don't have. Okay, so there is a fourth one. Okay. Let's just go slap things for a little while then.
How you doing, man?
Get rid of half of this. Get rid of it. See you later. Clear bags, please. Random ass recipes. Soulbound, not gonna do me any favours. Soulbound lantern? Who's that for? Kazongar engineers. No idea where I got that from. Oh, that'll do.
Be good.
Right. Let's go. Let's go find some places to do some skinning. One thing that one person's already suggested to me that the very starting area is full of crabs is a good place to investigate. Where you land at the very beginning. Not to mention, in the first week or so of the expansion, there'll be so many people flying through here. If you're a skinner, you'll just be able to run through here harvesting corpses. As they're crabs, I'm guess they're gonna drop like the chitin rather than the
survivors.
Yeah, these crabby fellas.
Please
these are apparently
return them to safety.
Something that's worthwhile. Wow, my fox literally died. Okay. Might be level 80, but apparently I'm weak sauce. What are these going to give me then? Rank 1 Gloom Chitin. Oh, we got our toughened Tempest Pelt. Our knowledge point. Does this mean then, if we use our sharpened knife on one of these crabby boys, it will give us the carapace? So pew pew you. Gotta loot you first. We use sharpened knife. Now skin you. Boom! Sunless carapace. Look, there we go. Roger that. Okay. Admittedly, still at quality 1, but we did get 2 of them. Now that's an hour cooldown. Woof! I'm also starting to feel that a freshly dinged level 80 is not very well equipped for skinning. Okay, well, next question is, if we drop an elusive creature bait round here, what turns up? You down? Where you at then? Where you at? Nom. Elusive storm warfler. Here we go. Gathering still scares me. I only do it while I'm leveling. Never on purpose, at least in retail. I do very little gathering. But what I do like to get an understanding is how and what the gatherers are doing. It gives me a strong indication of what the prices of stuff either will be or should be. Oh, okay, so that's how we got our bottled storm. Storm creature, bottled storm. Now our elusive creature bait's now on cooldown. Oh my god, lag spikes are not going to help my case here. Worldwide, people with a Windows 10 PC are getting blue screens. Yeah, I saw something about this, that people's PCs are just dying randomly. What's the deets on that one? My PC's running Windows 11, so I'm hopefully safe, but... an update that fucked things up. Sound promising. Something to do with antivirus. Okay. As somebody literally mid-build on my Windows 10 PC replacement, could it not? Yeah, could you just hold off being shit for a minute, please? just wait one, you know. Oh my god, the lag. Airports have been shut down partially in Germany. Oh my lord, wow, it's really done a number. Oh dear, oh dear. I think I will, my other PC runs Windows 10. Maybe I'll leave it off. Whoops. Problem is with CrowdStrike. Enterprise level antivirus software. Oh, is that what it is? Oops. Oops. So, regular consumers are probably fine though, that's what we're saying. It's only enterprise level software. Most normal people should be good. Software that's being used by banks and airports, etc. Well, that's fun. Gold. Oh, gold. Hang on, we'll have a little look at this article in a second. Read. Yeah. Major Windows blue screen of death issues takes banks, airlines, and broadcasters offline. Faulty update from a cybersecurity provider, CrowdStrike, is responsible for the global outage. Holy shit. Thousands of Windows machines are experiencing a blue screen of death issue at boot today, impacting banks, airlines, TV broadcasters, supermarkets, and many more businesses worldwide. Faulty update from cybersecurity provider CrowdStrike is knocking affected PCs and servers offline, forcing them into a recovery boot loop so machines can't start properly. Oh, that's not oh dear, that's not going to be something that can easily be hotfixed. CrowdStrike is widely used by many businesses worldwide for managing the security of Windows PCs and servers. Australian banks, airlines, TV broadcasters first raised the alarm as thousands of machines started to go offline. UK broadcaster Sky News was unable to broadcast its morning news bulletins for hours this morning and was showing a message apologising for the interruptions to this broadcast. Ryanair, one of the biggest airlines in Europe, also says it's experiencing a third-party IT issue. Oh dear. US Federal Aviation Administration says all flights from Delta, United, and American Airlines are grounded due to a communication issue. Berlin airport's also warning of travel delays due to technical issues. Many 9/11 emergency call centers in Alaska have also been impacted. One airline in India has even had to turn to handwritten boarding passes. Oh my god. Widespread reports of blue screens of death on Windows hosts occurring on multiple sensor versions. It says CrowdStrike in a support note issued sometime this morning. CrowdStrike has identified the issue and has reverted the faulty update, but that doesn't appear to help machines that have already been impacted. Yeah, because if you get stuck in a loop, you've got to hard undo that shit. You can't just send out a hotfix to a machine that won't turn on. You've bricked a bunch of machines. They're going to require manual on-site fixes. Hundreds of IT admins are reporting widespread issues and the workaround steps involving booting affected Windows machines into safe mode and navigating to the CrowdStrike directly and deleting system files. Just delete System32, job done. See you later. Oh god, Alt F4 the whole lot. Dear god. This is going to have a global cost of literally billions. On a Friday. On a Friday. Hope you were looking forward to your weekend, IT crew. Oh dear. Oh dear. Our entire company is offline, says one Reddit poster, whilst another says 70% of their laptops are down and stuck in a boot loop. Happy Friday, says one Reddit poster. Looks like it's going to be a long day for IT admins worldwide. In what appears to be a separate outage, Microsoft is also recovering from several issues with its Microsoft 365 apps and services. Damn. Sheesh! Okay. That's going to make, well, everything pretty interesting for the weekend, isn't it? All one, no deploys on a Friday? Yeah. Damn. Don't run updates on the last day of the week. That's a Monday job. This weekend is the busiest weekend for Dutch airports due to vacation starting. Half of the airlines are impacted. It's going to be interesting to watch. Sheesh. Damn. If machines are physically stuck in this sort of like this, often most things can be fixed with a remote hotfix, but if the system won't even boot, got to do that shit manually. That shit has to be done manually. Somebody has to be physically there to do the thing. It's not going to be able to be done remotely. IT technicians are going to have their work cut out. Whew. Okay. I wonder who's going to pay for it. I bet Gates won't have his hand. Well, yeah, see, you could argue that the source of the problem could be this CrowdStrike company managing the security of Windows PCs and servers. You know, if you pay for a company, pay for software to manage your security, and there is a security problem, who do you blame? I don't know. I don't think it's a point fingers problem right now. I think it's probably a let's get shit fixed ASAP problem. Worldwide CrowdStrike outages affecting Windows, causing blue screens of death error. Airports, IT firms, universities, schools, all able to operate, but there is a fix. Flipping hell. Several media companies, tech companies, schools, universities were reporting blue screens of death. Microsoft confirmed it's aware of an issue affecting Windows devices due to an update from a third-party software platform. Security company CrowdStrike has finally confirmed the massive Windows 10 blue screen of death outage is due to new sensor updates. Use safe mode, then just delete affected files. Boot into safe mode. Follow the process if you're on recovery screen, blah, 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 blah.
That means treasure hunters. Watch your back.
Literally dive into System 32 and start deleting shit. Oh, God. If in doubt, delete System 32. Damn. Yeah, this shit's got to be done manually. Use reg editor to block CS agent service. Nice. Nice. Love that shit. How does antivirus software balk an entire operating system and force it into a blue screen of death? That's I mean the you know, there's flipping groups like Anonymous that are sat there thinking, why didn't we think of this? why didn't we think of this? How do we take down half the global communication systems in one swoop? I know. We'll brick Windows machines. God. Might be a good day to buy those CrowdStrike shares, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ouch. Ripperoonie. Wow. Maybe it's a good week to stay indoors. Maybe we'll stay indoors and play video games. As long as the WoW servers stay online, I'm good. Won't complain. Yeah, somebody's market value is going to plummet today. Somebody's going to bite the bullet. In a similar but different note as well, apparently Intel CPUs are having a bad week in the press. 13th and 14th gen Intel processors, K-spec chips, overclockable spec chips. So you're like your 13900K, your 14900K, your top end, unfortunately your top end gaming CPUs are reportedly hardware level problematic. So much so that if you have random crashes and you've got a 13 or 14K Intel chip, It's not looking good. I'm very quickly realizing that even fully spec'd, we are... Who are you? Oh, you're a rare. Oh, did somebody just get nuked by it? Level 70 got nuked by it. Whoops! I was warning my guildies that are planning on buying a new PC for the expansion that they probably shouldn't be buying Intel chips at the moment. Yeah, it's not looking great. It's not looking great for top-end Intel chips. I'm fortunate I made the decision to go with AMD, my processor. I got 7900X, which is overkill for gaming, but...
I don't have a target.
Ooh, Rotfist Flesh Carver. Warband until equipped, one-handed sword. Requires level 80 for 571. Nice. The newly manufactured chips or something? Well, Wendell from Level 1 Tech and, you know, Linus Tech Tips has spoke about this as well. Some of the big tech channels have been talking about this week. These Intel, high-end Intel K SKU 13th and 14th gen chips are just causing crashes. And it's been relatively difficult to narrow down the cause of the fault. But there is a unnaturally high percentage of these errors coming from 13 and 14K spec chips, which is starting to point the finger Intel's way. '12th gen doesn't seem to have been affected, and not all 13th gen chips either, because apparently a lot of the lower end 13th gen chips are actually 12th gen chips in disguise, because of course they are. Yeah, it's not been a good week for Intel either. So yeah, the tech world's had an interesting journey the last few days. Ooh, Deep Dwellers Mitts of the Fever Flare, random world drop BOEs. Level 1 tech video in question. Is this the one I watched yesterday? Is this the one I watched yesterday? Yeah. Yeah, Intel has a pretty big problem. If you're geeky and you like this sort of shit, check this video out. It's very well documented, and I must admit, a lot of it just goes whoosh. But either way, it's some good tech journalism right there. Intel was blaming the mainboard manufacturers, but now PCs with Intel default recommended settings are also showing the issues. Yeah, of course they were trying to pin it on anybody and everybody else. Oh, you've overclocked it too high, or you're pumping too much power through the chip, or whatever. Nope. They're just spooked. I think this or next year I'm going to go for my first AMD for the CPU. Yeah, I took the executive decision to go AMD when I built my new PC. They were ahead of the game for me. One of the core reasons I went AMD was because they were somewhat ahead of the game with DDR5. A lot of Intel stuff was still based heavily on DDR4. Now, when I built my PC last year, DDR5 wasn't really being utilized by much or anything. It was a bit of an overspend without really much justification, but I went with the theory that 3 years down the line, it's better to have the newer hardware than the older. More stuff will, you know, only more and more is going to start utilizing it properly. And so my entire platform was based on DDR5 and AMD this time. I say that, I've got a 3070 graphics card in it, but yeah. I think I just, you know, I flipped a coin and it worked well. There wasn't too much science behind it. What I am starting to suspect is that we are not going to be seeing anything other than a very, very small drip feed of quality 1 and quality 2 materials, even fully leveled up here. Until we start spending some spec points, I don't think we're seeing quality 3. Which is interesting. I don't think we're seeing quality 3 until we start spending spec points. Fully maxed out here. Now, admittedly, I could definitely do with more accessories to get more skill. But in terms of our Sunless Carapace and our Thunderous Hide, we haven't even hit the primary reagent difficulty threshold yet. Meaning that there is absolutely a zero-sum chance that I can get quality 3 of these. There is a skinny chance, because I have 108 skill and you need 90. Determines how much skill is required to start gathering the primary reagent found here at its highest quality. But with only 18 points above right now, it still doesn't seem to be enough to have much of any luck at getting quality 3. They really have jacked up the difficulty of just naturally acquiring quality 3 skins. Now, if you were to put 2 additional tools in here, even green ones, that's an extra 10 skill. Which if we have 18, if we're 18 above and we add an extra 10 above, it's realistically not going to make that much of a difference all the same. So even though I'm missing a couple of things here, I still don't think even if we did have green tools that our success rate would really change that much. Gloom Chitin comes mostly from the coastal beasts, so surprisingly limited whilst leveling. There's an insanely good spot to farm it in Ashkahet, but it's a 78 plus area. But yeah, the sort of the more tough, rugged stuff is going to give you the Gloom Chitin, then the more leathery beasts are going to give you the leather. What are these? These skinnable? Oswald Grazers. We skin the sheep. Surely we can skin a sheep, right? Fine, we can always rely on our bot friends. But will we though? How much are they going to be charging if this shit is like next to impossible to acquire? Oh, you can't even loot these, never mind skin them. Okay. I'm a hunter. Why have I not got track beasts on? Track pets. Hunter tracking, track beasts. Storm howls. These are leathery looking beasts, aren't they? Not to mention these are likely to give you those, where do they go? Or maybe these ones, the bottle storm. Flipping Headstead. Am I like super undergeared or something? Well, yeah, I am, aren't I? Here we go. Storm charge leather. Density is the problem when it comes to that skin. So the spots, so the till the bots get to 78, it will be expensive. Well, this is the starting area, and these crabs are not going to stay alive for more than about 2 seconds in the first week. These crabs will just be perma-nuked as everybody floods through this one area on their fresh level 70s. Leads me to think that in the first couple of days at least, it'll be quite readily available. But quality is going to be the issue. And if you are able to fully level up to 100 and basically not see level 3 materials until you start spending some serious spec points, that's gonna... Whew.
I need to get closer.
Names of the materials this time are terrible. I think they ran out of names. There's been a bunch of that, you know. They've picked some really weird and wacky names for things. They always try and keep it sort of thematic, don't they? But
I need to target something first.
there's to be plenty of these wolves for leather. That said, there's plenty enough of them to kill me as well. I've also not seen... I've seen 2 of these so far.
I'm out of range.
Now the problem is I didn't track... I don't know if I've done any skinning on this character this reset or not. Pretty sure I haven't. Oh, flipping out. Yeah, I'm super undergeared as well, which doesn't help. There's part of me that also thinks that skinning is going to be most effective on a low-level character. There's part of me that definitely thinks that level 71 capped characters might be top performers. You rock in here with like mythic gear on a skinner, lock that bitch down to level 70. Because you'll just absolutely crunch through these mobs at low level. This is usually a bit of a weird and wacky... At least patch 1, you often find that low-level skinners outperform max-level skinners. Because everybody loves scaling. Everybody loves scaling. Oh dear, get nuked. That said, have I even spent all my knowledge? But I haven't spent half me flipping points here, look. Oh, that requires mining? Mammalith Curlhorn. And mine it? Okay, sure.
Looks like there's treasure nearby. And that means treasure hunters. Watch your
Where?
back.
Where? What are you talking about? Looks like there's treasure nearby, and that means treasure hunters. Watch your back. Is that not the oh, that's the war supply crate. I get it. No panic. Oh, it's nighttime again. It's nighttime. Yeah, one thing I will say about skinning is there doesn't seem to be like a first time skin bonus or something so much. Outside of like weekly quests and stuff, knowledge point acquisition is not fun. I've got 31 knowledge points so far, but that's from collecting 24 points from treasures. But your first 50 skill points might be a bit of a grind still.
Too far away.
The argument is you go do the profession shuffle. Go do the profession shuffle and get 1,000 artisans acuity. Yeah, it still flipping works even on these players, isn't it? Right, well, we might have only been skinning for about half an hour here, but it's still a good indication to me that quality 3 is basically not happening. You mean, if you get, like, you get one quality 3 naturally dropping, you're lucky at this rate. So when they say they've made quality 3 materials harder to get, I don't think they're lying. Oh, I'm so weak sauce on this character. It's not.
We need a target.
So yeah, kill storm creatures get bottled storm occasionally. These I don't think are going to be that rare, and I do think you are going to be able to target farm this sort of stuff. Which means all four of these species specific stuff, you can probably use your elusive creature baits to help you get more of them. But I equally don't think they're going to be that difficult to come by. They're easier to come by than quality 3 materials by the looks of things. If we go the luring route then, to try and unlock this, to test this a little bit, I need 50 points, so I'm 17 points short still. I do technically have enough artisan security on this character, I think, to go and just buy a 10 knowledge point book. Then where I get the rest of it from. Maybe I need to keep skinning until I get the epic loot. Let's go kill some more crabs. Crabs were working. Crabs were doing their job.
A few survivors are still unaccounted for. Please gather them and return them to safety.
All hail the rise of twink skinners. Well, yeah, this could be a thing. Like your level 70, 71 capped, like experience capped characters in their super duper mega overpowered state might have such a fast like time to kill because of scaling. It is starting to feel like turning up on a level 70 character is potentially, I don't think, another one. Being a freshly dinged level 80 is absolutely working against me, let's put it that way. Do you think this is something that Blizzard needs to address? It's been an issue every single expansion for like the last 4 or 5. That you start off overpowered as all hell when you step in. And then you eventually get weaker and weaker and weaker until you ding max level. And then you have to... It's not until you've done a significant amount of max level... Oh, there's an easy mine bismuth, look. It's not until you've done at least a significant amount of max level content that you then start to feel better again. It's pretty disjointing. Can you even level cap at level 70 plus? Well, I'm pretty sure you can level lock at any level. Really wish there was some clarity in regards to skill for gathering. Yeah, the fact that it says, like, this is the level in which you will start getting stuff, I've always thought is very deliberately vague. And I'm like, well, why can't you just tell me what the threshold is, like the other professions? Then again, it's not, you know, the nature of gathering is that you're never guaranteed. There's RNG involved, so... Right, well, my elusive creature bait's nearly off cooldown again. I'm having to fight to not die against 4 crabs. Still waiting for the epic skin. Not coming yet. Not here yet. You can only level lock at 11 levels below the cap. Oh. So you could cap yourself at 68, but if you've dinged 70, you're shit out of luck. Oh, well, that changes things then. That means you don't really have much choice but to level. It does mean you just take full advantage. You just level via mob grinding. You will eventually, after a few hours, start getting some levels on your belt, but you're not going to prioritize leveling first. That's the case. Yeah, to be fair, the crabs are bigger than me, I suppose. Elusive dude, there he is. Gotcha. Under Scout's trousers of the quick bade, a wrathy great axe of the fever flare, two BOE explorer pieces of gear. Boom boom. Want to do some transmog farm runs this Tuesday? Probably not, if I'm honest. I'll be brutally honest. I don't enjoy transmog farming at the best of times. I know warbands are coming and the likes, but get attuned to 69 XP locket and then farm the Tuskart feast weekly. You get 350 gear when you should be getting probably sub 280. Oh, to like twink out a character, for example. Potential. Smart play. Alright, crabs. Come on, where's my epic knowledge point drop? Are we running out of crabs though here? I also honestly came to this little spot because I was like, well, this is the starting zone, it should be easier, right? Turns out that's not the case. Pet isn't going to do pet things. I'm going to die all the time. You get pretty much no XP from it. You should be doing it now if you wanted to. Yeah, this character I want, because it's a level 80 toon, I want to spec this dude for skinning into the elusive creature bait thing to test that out. Because you gotta be level 80 to kill that dude. But I might level skinning again on a level 70, 71 character, just to get just to get a feel of how the other side of the story is. Are there gold world quests at 80? Yeah, your world quests work the same way. Another one of those. That clearly means we haven't had enough of these this week yet then. Maybe the epic one next. I wouldn't worry yourself too much about farming world quests for gold at the beginning of the new expansion though. That's what you worry about towards the end of the expansion. There's way more opportunities out there for gold making at the beginning of an expansion. Literally pick up any gathering profession and go do some gathering. Far eclipse the gold you'd make by doing world quests. I mean, you can add it to the things to do, but there's significantly better options usually. Still yet to get quality 3 material. And even now, actually, we're getting more than 5 times the amount of quality 1 as we get quality 2. Which is at a ratio which is more favourable for the refinement up. I wonder if they have put some sort of conscious effort into trying to make this refinement process worthwhile. It's definitely feeling like it right now. But I am super duper mega under leveled. What skilling skin are you? Well, I'm 100 out of 100. I just haven't spent any knowledge points yet. But profession is leveled. I just don't have, you know, tools, mountains of knowledge points, any of that sort of stuff. It's kind of hard to... This is why the gathering professions are a little bit difficult to test, because you don't have access to all the tools you need to test them properly. Oh, I'm gonna die. Chris with the tier 1, thank you very much, appreciate it. Good morning, welcome in. Oh god, don't die. Isn't there a catch-up mechanic already in effect on the beta servers? You might see a lot of the +1 skill things. I'm not there yet, I still haven't found the epic one. Usually the end of your weekly journey is when you get the epic one, but I'm yet to get that even, so I'm not even in the realms of any catch-up system just yet. And for some reason I can't seem to maintain even 60 FPS out here right now, which is odd. Do we already know how many knowledge points in gathering professions we can get? Your knowledge points from drops seem to be sort of 6 to 10. I haven't got exact numbers on these yet, but you are going to get a bunch of like blue rare single knowledge points, and then you get 1 epic knowledge point upgrade, which is usually the indication that that's like the last default one you get. Any more you get over and above that are considered like catch-up ones. There will be probably a hidden limit to how many of those you can get each week. But usual rules apply. You're going to go out there, you're going to farm up your artisan security. You're going to get your reputations in order. You're going to go try and find knowledge books. You're going to complete your weekly quest, that sort of stuff. It doesn't feel too different to the crafting professions. I think you're looking at probably an average of like 12 to 15 knowledge points a week for the even the gathering professions.
I need to target something first.
I really wish I could get some stable FPS. I don't know what's tanking my FPS right now. Every time I move, my FPS is diving. Skinning crabs, I see. Indeed. Been skinning crabs for a while. Tempted to go find another spot. Because my FPS around here is terrible. Killed some storm wolves. I'm focusing on the Isle of Dawn mostly because this is the zone where everybody's going to be in day one. About these crabs, these are not attackable. Sheeps are not usually skinnable. Will Zygor be updated for the new expansion? Do you have any idea? Yeah, they're working on it. Yeah, they're working on it. I would suspect for the launch it'll be ready, like the leveling will be ready. It usually takes them a bit of time to get all of the achievement guides and stuff in place, because clearly a lot to do. They focus on what they're known for, which is the leveling. All silly sheeps. What about these fellas? Hang on, I need to do a reload. My game is lagging like a beast. These things. Same started to happen to me since the last update. Well, they did say that the beta realms are in a bit of a shoddy state right now. Oh, iridescent spores via skinning. That's fun. Why did you randomly die? I did a slash reload and now I'm back to a solid 60 FPS again. So that's an indication to me it might be details that's causing it. I think I have two add-ons switched on. Details and TomTom for the coordinates. So I kind of suspect it might be details.
I need to target something first.
Okay, now we're not getting anything from these dudes. Breasted shale horns, you're gonna offer just horny materials, surely. Oh, me flipping pet's dead again. Is there a vendor on the leveling realms to go get some gear? I kind of want to just go and cheese my item level a bit to make this process more manageable. Storm charge leather. There was a tier set vendor at one point, but that was I think when they were doing the raid testing. Is there any Cobra skin like recipes? Otherwise, the way to go is the max tanning tree. Well, there is the elusive creature baiting again, and there's. Where is it? Via luring, you can get to the point where you can lure and find the supreme beast fang. It's not used for anything right now, so it's a bit of a long shot. It's a bit of a stab in the dark, but getting this, you know, considering it's not used for anything, it's kind of like, do you get ahead of the game and try and get a bunch of these before it's used for something? If we have like a Cobra scale situation on our hands again. where they all of a sudden go to the moon, then there could be some value there. That's its elementals. Did you get the 35 points only by leveling the profession? Yeah, this is semi-simulating sort of a day one experience because the only thing I did to get most of those knowledge points was fly around and pick up the treasures. There's a handful of knowledge points that can be obtained, but there doesn't in a different way to like herbalism or mining. There doesn't seem to be like first time gather bonuses or first time skin bonuses. So actually, it feels like the knowledge points for skinning is going to be really drip fed to you, literally from the word go. Do your weekly turn-in quest. And then just do whatever you need to do to grind artisans' acuity. Of which even then, I don't really know where you're going to get artisans' acuity from, much as a skinner. You're not doing work orders. Dare I say it? You do the profession shuffle. You do the treasure shuffle. Till they hopefully inevitably nerf that. I removed my blacksmithing by mistake on one of my characters. I had leveled all expansions on it anyway to get it back. Oh, you fucked. You're done. You're GG. No way to recover. Sorry. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but no, there's no undo on that one. I've been in the same position before. If you have literally this very second just done it, there is a very, very small chance that putting in a ticket might get you somewhere, but I wouldn't bank on it. You can skin the wolves, but you can't skill these Ramoth things. You can mine these things, believe it or not. That's interesting that there could potentially be. I wonder if these are like a lot of things that you can herb them and mine them, but they don't actually give you shit. They just give you grey items. Ooh, rare. Pet do pet things. Eesh. Some months ago, dropped it for Cobra Skin Alt Farm, hadn't noticed. Yeah, I go very far out of my way to suggest people never drop their professions. This is why I'm so adamantly against this profession shuffle going into the War Within, because oh, that's technically an upgrade. Because yeah, it's one of those that it doesn't feel like a loss until you realise just how much time and effort you've put into those professions over the years, gathering recipes and stuff. 2 thunderous hides from killing a rare. Now, here's the question. Here's the big $20 million question. Rares respawn relatively quickly. Do we suspect that lurking round here and repeatedly killing the rares is an opportunity to reskin it for thunderous hides. Let's hang about here for a while and let that rare respawn. Now obviously you can't loot rares more than once a day traditionally, but that's not to say you can't skin them. If it has a solid chance of giving you fancy things, I'm interested. I wonder then what happens if we use our sharpen our knife on it as well. Can you kind of double bubble advantage? Set a timer on the rare. Oh, it's already been and gone. Most rares don't take more than a few minutes to respawn. Lurk. Why am I taking so much damage? Still not found this epic one for the week. Still got room to down here. Not to get in the way of my loot. You're willing to type unlearn? I don't think there's much Blizzard can do with it. Well, yeah, there is that's kind of the reason that is there in the first place. That's you signing on the dotted line that you know what you're doing, which kind of takes away the excuse of you did it by accident. Pretty difficult to accidentally type unlearn. You might have regret about doing it after. Blizzard aren't usually that friendly. Right. Let's use our sharpen the knife on this dude. This should give us guaranteed thunderous hide. Ah, it also gave us a toughened tempest pelt. Wonder if that was just luck, or whether using the sharpening of your knife greatly increases the chance of getting good loot from a mob. Wonder what the actual behind the scenes mechanics are for that. Permanently below 15% health. Well, yeah, this is the unfortunate scenario of a weak source, freshly dinged level 80 character. You just get slapped. Is that rare turned up again? The lurks round here. Like it. Well, these wolves are good. Wolves are good for shooting. Didn't have any super hard to get recipes, just some normal stuff and some rare stuff. I leveled all of the expansions. That was the biggest loss, and no biggie. Was just wondering about it. No, unfortunately not. It's I have done the exact same with well, not accidentally, but I obviously at the time I chose to drop blacksmithing once upon a time, and I've literally regretted it ever since. Blacksmithing is one of those professions where some of the old school crafts are not in demand, but especially with MOG changes coming, the crafted MOG market might see a bit of rejuvenation potentially. 2 bottle storms. Rams are not really good for killing. Try and find somewhere else. What else we got? I've not really flown around the zones with my sort of skinning eyes open, if that makes sense. Not really paying too heavy attention to where beasts could be. Have I got the epic knowledge thing yet? I haven't, no. I'm still waiting on that. I think I've had enough of the one-time treasures, though, that it feels like it should be the next one at this point.
There's a cache of resources nearby. Find it before you have to fight over it.
Skin these as well. Oh, I died. That's why it's nighttime again. Give me some daytime, please. Oh, daytime. Much better. Crested shale horn. These probably drop or they have the chance to drop the horn agent, I reckon. Why a rejuvenation of crafted MOG? Well, warbands are going to make it significantly easier for people to collect appearances and stuff, which is likely to push people down the transmog collecting route a little bit more. What about peat owls? Can these be skinned? Some leathery birds. About a ferret. Skin the ferret. Ferret skin. Oh, not for anything useful though. They're considered like critters then, I guess. Hey, this area doesn't look too bad. Oh my god, there's flipping thousands of things to pew pew over here. Still not a single quality 3. I don't think it's going to happen, you know. I'm pretty convinced that without spending spec points, you just do not get quality 3. Oh, look at the little birdies. Mummy bird and lots of baby birds. Yeah, I have 2 add-ons on. There's only one thing that can be causing this at the moment, and it's details. Maybe we turn details off. Yeah, these dudes are the horn bone shard fellas. Anything with a horn looks to be a prime candidate. At least we know we can get Bottle Storm and horned bone shards in Isle of Dawn. Bees over here are likely to drop the bee one, and then there's one other that I can't remember the name of it. Kaheti Swarm Chitin. I killed some bees. Cinderbrew Meadry area. Salty Gull? Is that what those were called? They only have 619k. I'm going to assume that these can't be skinned. Or if they do, they skin into like trash. Yeah, unusable fragments. Boo. They skin into trash. What about these ones? Two and a half thousand items up on the auction house. 70% of them are unique appearances or rare crafted, so I'm ready. Yeah, I do think there'll be lots of people that will paying more attention to their transmog collections because of warbands, and that will stretch further than just like running dungeons. People might start scouring the auction house for goodies as well. Since we don't have inspiration anymore, the racials are not important anymore. Can't find a single breakpoint where it's needed. They're not game breaking like they were previously. But more skill is always more skill. There is an advantage, albeit a subtle one. Yeah, you're right. The breakpoints. You know, there's rarely a time where having the racial will allow you to do something that somebody without the racial can't do. But the 5 extra skill points will fundamentally reduce your concentration usage every time you need to use it, because you'll just naturally have 5 skill more. So it's one of those where the racials are nice to have, but they're not essential. A bit of a more subtle balance this time. You fellas. You're surely not skinnable. And skill these things. Basically fish. Anything that has 619,000 health is usually just going to skin into trash. But it's finding the one area and the one mob that skins into proper leather. You abuse the crap out of it. No hidden procs anymore. Yeah, hidden skill value's gone. The number your profession window, or the quality your profession window says you'll craft at, is what you get. There's no secret bonuses to be had this time around. Vipers? Snakes? Skinnable? Easy to kill? skinnable into trash. The discussions in the Discord are going places? In what way? My Discord? Flipping essays going off in the Discord. Oh my god. Christ on a bicycle's going on here. People are doing goblin maths as usual. Oh my god, I can't go through all that now. But yeah, without going too deep into shameless promo, there's lots of chit chat going on in the Discord right now. I'll catch up with all of that later. Find some more things to pew pew. Little vipers don't seem to work. About these shale horn impalers. They're even killing they're killing themselves. Oh. You're skinning and you're gonna kill yourselves.
You need a target.
Out Blizzard will fix it. I'm not sure. I don't know what they'll do. They were, I wouldn't say proactive, but they definitely took into consideration the profession shuffle in Dragonflight, and took action against it. Oh, there's our Abyssal Fur, look. Wow! Wow, I get the Abyssal Fur and I get insta-disconnected. Wow. Is that going to go to my mailbox now then? Okay. There goes my fur and my knowledge points. What's the odds that the creature's still there? Did I get it? No. Well, that could really balk this character, couldn't it? Do I have a mail? I do have a mail from the postmaster. That's a start. Usually when that happens, you actually get reverted back like a couple of minutes. Okay. Well, let's just keep killing these then out of curiosity.
I don't have a target.
Check the mailbox. Where's me pigeon? Oh, I'm not going to have the pigeon, am I? I've just realised. I'm not going to have the flip pigeon because I haven't been able to copy account data over. Oh, I do have the pigeon. Yoink. Item was not found. Okay, sure. Brew of the month. Delete that. Can't delete that. Great. Coral Salamantha. Okay, sure.
I can't learn that spell.
You know. Okay, maybe we just shit out of luck. Sure. Well, at least that's an indication that the next knowledge point thing we should get should be the epic one. I don't know how it figures how it's going to work though, that now we've technically got it once but we didn't loot it because we disconnected. Is the game going to assume that we haven't had it? It's going to break us. Going, we'll find out. Oh, I was meant to stand in those. Okay. My initial instant response to not stand in the twirly, I was actually meant to stand in those.
I need a target.
You get the catch-up one, you'll know. That's true. Yeah, if we then start getting the catch-up ones, we'll have just lost the epic one to the nether.
I'm out of range.
We should have probably tried to put a group together or something like this. Skinning is significantly better in a group these days. Dirt pile. Level 80 BOEs. There's going to be a fair few of these on the auction house in the first few days, I reckon. These could end up selling for a pretty penny. Because you freshly ding level 80 with such trash gear. One thing that often happens is people run straight to the auction house and see what's there. Especially then something that can be upgraded as well. Potentially, there's the chance they can proc this epic as well, which would be fun. Nothing better than a world drop epic BOE. People pay top dollar for that sort of stuff. Right, let's go find some bees. We need to go kill some bees. Over this way, there should be some bees. These guys are... got here. This area's not looking too bad. Wolves. Wolves for days. We can kill a lot of wolves.
Something first.
Really clumped together too effectively. But still kill a bunch of these. Piss off. Oh, flipping pet's dead. Oh, Razor Talon. That's one of the catch-up ones. Oh, well that's a strong indication then that our epic one is just lost to the nether. That's kind of annoying. What perfect timing that was, eh? I wish I knew the name of the flipping thing. On looting the epic knowledge point item for skinning, we were insta DC'd. This... Okay. Well, that's annoying. Right, bee territory. Bee season. Not only bees, but elite bees as well. Wasn't there something about something that where you could stack your cooldown would be increased against elites or something? Now, I'm probably going to get my ass handed to me here because I could barely kill flipping non-elites, but we take them one at a time. We are a hunter after all. Should be fine. Sizzling cinder pollen. What was that? Another razor talon, by the way. Warbound causes particularly painful sneezing fits. Meadery might have a use for it. This another one of those kind of like semi-currency items, like the wax. Somebody on Reddit said they should be dropped like candy. Are they, or are they somehow rare? I've not had a single Dark Moon card drop for me in the open world. Now, my suspicion is much like tailoring, if you are not a scribe, you might not get them. Delves seem to be another option. But a lot of the reports that you might find on places like Reddit are not necessarily going to give you the heads up of whether they had inscription or not. You know, details matter in this scenario, I think. But I can categorically say on leveling multiple characters to level 80 without inscription, I have not seen a Dark Moon card. As a scribe running the delves, I got 7 Dark Moon cards in an hour. Yeah, see, this is it, right? It could... Now, to be fair, I have not very aggressively tested delves. So your mileage may vary, but I, through leveling and leveling a couple of characters, faffed around doing skinning and all sorts of stuff, I've not seen a single Dark Moon card. Okay, something here hits like a truck. Against my weak sauce. Little goblin here. Pet's dead. Pet dead? Pet's dead. Pet's dead, I'm dead. Flipping out. That thing knocked me for 6. An inscription fishing run. Well, yeah, fishing seems to be a pretty strong candidate for getting the cards. It started off in the early beta being it would drop the whole decks, which was quite funny. They quickly nerfed that down to only dropping some of the cards. Another Razor Talon. So I wonder, not that I have much desire to do this, I wonder on the beta how many of these you can actually get. These are meant to be the catch-up mechanic. It's weird you have to seemingly get through the basic weekly ones, which have a remarkably low drop rate. And then once you've got through the weekly ones, the catch-up mechanic kicks in and catches you up really fast. I've had 3 of these drop in like 5 minutes. Admittedly, I have been killing bees, so I wonder if that makes a difference, but... Not that I really have much desire to do this, but maybe spending a few hours just farming up these to get knowledge points might be my play to do some testing. How are we looking knowledge point-wise? 36. 7. 8. 59. 1 more of these, and then I can probably just go buy the knowledge book. That will get me 50. That means we can do the elusive creature baiting on this dude. That's an option. Yeah, 10 points in here. Go this way. More deafness while skinning. The amount of cooldown refunded by your elusive creature bait through skinning. Increased. Amount of cooldown refunded is increased. Perception while skinning. Amount of cooldown refunded increased. Your skills grow. You can now lure the elite elusive creatures. Amount of cooldown refunded is increased. More finesse. Cooldown refunded is increased. And then finally the big boy one. %38% deafness. Holy shit. Perception is increased by 1%. Boom. 2% on the finesse. Oh, it died, so it's dark again. We do have an elusive creature lure. Now lure the elite elusive creatures. Does that mean it's an elite one every time? How is that going to work? There's part of me actually that wants to science this a little bit more. I'm going back to crabs. Going back to crabs for a minute because I want to put a lure down there and see if what spawns is now different. Had a lot of fun fishing in Dragonflight. Will probably be a fun thing to do in the War Within as well. A few people have said fishing is quite cool. I've not looked at fishing at all yet. Probably should. Probably should get a grasp of it at least. Won't 2x4 farming be the best for Dark Moon cards? There's a good chance. There's a good chance that you'll run like tailoring inscription potentially. Tailoring to get cloth, inscription to get Dark Moon cards. Third candidate is obviously, a third candidate would be enchanting. You spec into enchanting to improve your disenchanting skills. If you're 2x4 farming somewhere that drops greens, you'll just get more and better storm dust. That said though, a lot of the time at the beginning of the expansion you are much better off trying to sell the greens, and especially if you get blues, and especially if you get epics.
I need a target. I need to target something first.
Oh, the Razor Talon. That's the one I kind of needed. That gives me a... That puts me within 10 points. I think I've got enough Artisan's Metal to technically go and get the Knowledge Book to get 10 points to cap this out. Should we get... hang on. Let me... Yeah, I wanted to use my Elusive Creature bait down here, didn't I? See if it now spawns an elite. Or are there going to be certain spots where elite spawns and people just have to find? We had Stormwolf turn up down here before. You at? Oh, here we go. He's elite now. Right, well, here's to hoping we can actually kill it. It's going to be sad if we can't even kill it now, isn't it? Oh my god, he does it like a truck. Eat men pet on the go. Holy shit. Okay, nice. Four storm charge leather and a bottled storm. Wow. Underwhelming. Wow, okay. Alright, sure. Well, let's go get 10 more knowledge points from a knowledge book. I think I've got the Artisan's Metal to do that. That will get us to 50, and let's try the elite creature one.
I have one-of-a-kind items.
It's 200. How much do I have? I clearly have enough. Oh, it's 15 skinning points. Oh, yeah, of course. They're 15 each for gathering, aren't they? 15, 30, 45. Ah, I forgot. We could. I'll tell you what we could do. Why are these tagged as accessories? Blacksmithing accessory. That seems odd. Why are they tagged with specific profession accessories? Would that restrict a gatherer from using their... Huh? Why is it tagged with the accessory line? Surely they can't make it so that you must have the relevant profession to get the surplus material bags. That seems real dumb. The excitement around these was on the basis that that gatherers, when they eventually have nothing to do with their artisans' acuity, cash it in for material bags from time to time. Now I don't know. Alright, let's buy this book though. Wow! Okay. Please. Q? Hello? Don't do me dirty twice, game. Don't give me a flipping... Don't take my artisan's metal off me. And then not get... Whoa, what? Oh, okay, rollbacked. Hardcore rollback. Dornogle's busted then. Maybe Dornogle's run on Windows 10. Let's go and get the...
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable. My directive has been fulfilled.
Do we have exactly 200? We got the book and we kept the artisan's acuity. Well, that's fun.
My directive is to serve you.
Hang on. Curiosity kills the cat now.
Return and peruse my inventory.
Hey, well, maybe that works in my favour. Maybe I'll forego the fact that it stole my epic one for the week.
Choose wisely.
Well, that means I'm only 100 artisans acuity away from getting this then. Of which will I not get that by learning this? I got 75 of it back. So I'm now 25 away. 25 away, or 5 knowledge points away from getting the second book. GG. Lol. Okay. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Beta exploits for the win.
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders.
Yeah, 275. So now we can put the final 10 points in here. You've learned all there is to know about luring the elusive creatures of Kazalgar. You can now make the supreme beast lure for summoning a powerful creature in a specific location. In addition, you can summon rare creatures hiding in specific places. Nice. Supreme beast lure. Come to me. We need some spiced meat stock. Is that not just a basic ass cooking reagent? That's something I hadn't planned for. Where's the cooking trainer? Let me ask you, I can't remember what the cooking trainer is. Fashion trainer, cooking. Over this way. Oh, you're the innkeeper. Oh, there's a cooking trainer down here.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable. My directive has been fulfilled.
Spiced meat stock. How much of this spice meat stock did we need? Make a bunch of it. We might need it. Supreme Beast Lure. Place the bait, luring a supreme elusive beast out of hiding, usable only in the rumbling wastes located in the ringing deeps. 1 minute cooldown. Go. Make a few of them. Wang that on our bars down here. Next to our meat. Let's go and smoke his ass. It's around here somewhere. We do have a few more bonus knowledge points we can spend now. Is there a way to then optimize this a little bit? This is a rare item. It's going to be a rare item, so what are we saying? Like stacking perception is then going to be best, I guess? How would you continue to build on this? Finesse when skinning. Beast lure scent, luring all unoccupieds to you. Deafness, sub-spec, finesse. The amount of cooldown refunded for your elusive creature bait through skinning is doubled when skinning elite and rare creatures. Now, if you're going this way, you're probably doing this on an alt. A level 80 alt. At that, I should point out. A level 80 alt, which can then just do this once a day at the chance of this beast fang thing. You're probably not going to do much more with this skinner apart from exactly this. Subs to the patron yesterday. What an insane document you've made. Should be proud of this. Will help a bunch of people if they want to invest a bit. I appreciate it. Thank you. Lagging? We are lagging again. Lagging? We are. Hang on. Please hold. Don't know what's causing this today. My CPU's at like 4%, but my graphics card is to the flipping moon. Let me just turn add-ons off. Oh, I've got flipping weak auras on. That clearly isn't going to help things. Yeah, the stream's lagging. It's my end. I'm trying to fix it. Please hold. I don't know why my graphics card is running at like 100% all of a sudden. Right, we should be good again. We should be good again. I don't know why it's doing that a few times today. Weird how 1080p lags, but if I switch to 720p, it's fine. Well, it's actually... it's partly due to the fact that I'm now sending multiple streams of encode to Twitch for the different resolutions. Which is putting a little bit more stress on my GPU to do that, apparently, by the looks of things. But it's also not helping the fact that World of Warcraft client doesn't seem to be very optimized yet. Now, I'm pretty sure the elusive creature thing is down here somewhere. Did this say we're in the... What did the thing say? In the rumbling wastes, which is here, right? Somebody sent me a screenshot of this like a week ago. The rumbling wastes, yeah. Let's just maybe clear out the trash a little bit. Make sure we don't accidentally fall too much and then die. This is something that we get to use once a day. I really don't feel like dying when I use it. You out of the way. Right, elusive creature bait time. Let's give this a go. Oh, shit! Jumped straight on my ass. Slate Fang, here we go. Cooldowns. Pop them. Boom, boom, boom. And we get ourselves a Beast Fang. Okay, elusive creature down. His loot is terrible. We did. 4 Sunless Carapace, Superb Beast Fang, and a Razor Talon. There it is. There she be. Superb Beast Fang. A mighty fang obtained from a particularly powerful elusive creature on Kazongar by skinners can be bought and sold on the auction house. The drop rate of this is to be determined. I've killed it once and I've got it once, so take from that what you wish. Other players had reported to me that it wasn't guaranteed. Should have used the knife. Well, 4 of these bad boys, where do they go? 4 of the carapaces in the first place is not terrible. Now, it does say 1 minute cooldown. In theory, this is a 24-hour thing, right? But the lure is a 1 minute cooldown. I can't possibly imagine you can do this again. These have always been a once a day thing. But there's nothing telling me that this isn't a once a day thing. Summoning a powerful creature in a specific location. In addition, you can summon rare creatures hiding in specific places. Does the craft have a 24-hour cooldown? No, because I made a bunch of them. There's no cooldown on it. Wow. I guess there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Do it again. Oh, shit. Hello. There's a chance we maybe just can't skin him again. Can't loot him again. But spawned him twice.
Need a target.
Ah, well, there we go. There we go. We instantly got an unusable fragment and nothing else off him. So we didn't actually, yeah, you can spawn him multiple times, but there's no reason to do it. You can still only do it once a day. That's, how do people deal with, I guess is it the same on retail? In Dragonflight? I'm wondering if, because how, like, you're gonna just have to kind of remember when you killed it. there's no way to know when the 24-hour internal cooldown's up, other than just like remembering. Luckily, making the Supreme Beast lures are not expensive. It's like throwaway trash meat. That looks much like an oh, you've already killed the rare today. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay. Well, it's cool to be able to have seen that firsthand, at least. The conclusion, though, for me, is that if you choose to spec in that direction, you're throwing all of your eggs in one basket trying to get these things. As you're not going to be that useful as a skinner otherwise, not until you've put significant other points in other places. In my entire time skinning in the last few hours, I've not seen a single quality 3 material, even though my skinning is full. And I've admittedly not spent points in the right places, but I think 40 points in tanning is borderline mandatory. It reset with daily reset, is that what we think? That it might not be an internal 24-hour, it might be with daily resets. It'd be handy if it was with daily resets, because then at least people would know when it resets. It's an internal 24-hour cooldown, it's going to be annoying. Fly somewhere else. Place another bait. Go somewhere else, see what spawns. I mean, this does say only usable in the rumbling wastes located in the rigging deeps, so I can't actually use it anywhere else. I can do my normal, elusive creature baits, but the Supreme Beast lure can only be done here. Treasure chests. I mean, like, literally just do it 20 yards away. No, it's still Slate Fang. on, more deeps. More dots, more dots. Yeah, that's a big fat stinky. You can skin it once a day kind of situation. You can spawn it as many times as you want, but you're only skinning it once a day. What are these other little things? Look at these knocking about. Pass some here. You want it as a mount? Yeah, it would be cool mount actually. Skin into nothing. Nothing burgers. Okay. Right, well, I guess, for now at least, perhaps I'll just leave my dude logged off here, I reckon. I think I'm going to call it there for today, boys and girls. I got kind of done what I wanted to do today. We got skinning tested a little bit more clarification on how, what, where, and why skinners are going to go. The TLDR to this very quickly is unless you start putting points in tanning and improve your skill, you just are not getting quality 3 anything. We've not had a single quality 3 material drop. And until you start putting points in this, and it's 2 sub nodes are going to allow you to convert up to quality 3, but you're going to need to put 40 points in them. So you could put 50 points, 10 in the first one, 40 in this one. 50 points spent this way give you the ability to refine up 1 of the materials. You're going to need then 20 more points in here and then 40 more points in here to do the same, to unlock the refinings. +1 skill while skinning leathery creatures. Yeah, this is also going to really juice up your actual skill over here. Now, as far as the game says, once you've surpassed 90 skill, you should in theory be able to start getting the quality 3. But I'm 18 points above the threshold here, and I'm still yet to see a quality 3 material drop. So I'm going to assume you have to get quite further past this. And it's probably some feedback to say that this is really not 90 skill is the point to at 108 and have yet to see single free material. It kind of feels at the moment that something doesn't seem to work quite right with these. Either the thresholds that they state are not actually true, or 18 points above is still not enough to, you know, have actually made a difference. Harvesting doesn't seem like a route that you're going to go your first on your main skinner, at least. I guess it's mostly for fishing and for cooking bonuses. The trophy taker is going to be interesting if these become particularly rare and sought after, but early testing seems to lead me to believe that they won't. I think harvesting tree you're going to leave pretty much well alone. Unless these stomachs end up being something remarkably useful. Maybe on another character I'll throw 40 points into here to find out, but luring, 50 points in luring for the level 80 alt that wants the beast fangs, or a buttload of points in tanning, maxing this ASAP. Seems to be my initial first impressions of skinning. But anyway, boys and girls, I am going to leave it there for today, and potentially till Monday now. I have quite a lot of stuff to do IRL over the weekend, so I'm probably unlikely to be streaming, but I will be lurking in the Discord if nothing else. I'll be around the house, maybe even playing the game a little bit, so Discord, we can have a bit of a discussion, a chit-chat if needs be. Come say hi over on the Discord. But other than that, we'll be back on Monday. Next week's going to be a fun one. We get pre-patch next week. Pre-patch to play with. That probably means Wednesday is going to be a day for retail. Figuring out our war bank. Maybe setting up the guild. As we'll have cross-realm guilds available now. Maybe set up the Goblin Guild in preparation for new expansion. Get all of our war banks sorted. Get all of our materials in order. Maybe do a bit of a fire sale. We'll see. But have yourselves a wonderful weekend, boys and girls. Relax, take it easy, chill out. Don't stress. It's the weekend. It's meant for fun times. My final little bit of shameless promo is I've been working away busily on the guide, Goblin Guide to the War Within. It's in a pretty good spot right now. It's, I'd say, close to 90%. Well, probably about 80% finished, but there's hundreds and hundreds of pages here, 302 pages at this point, of all the information you could possibly ever need to know about any of the professions. It's available to my gold goblins over on Patreon. Check that out if you're interested. I've had nothing but good feedback on it so far, so that's positive to hear. But yeah, have yourselves a good weekend. I'll catch you next time. Have a good one. Peace.